episode of Be Inspired Podcast, where we're inspiring you to live the abundant life you deserve. So, tonight is gonna be a different experience. I wanted to do something different for the final episode of the year, and it's something gonna be interesting, fun, vision board party. Because everybody knows everybody's been through this year, and for some people, this year has been a year of perseverance. This year, for some people they didn't even know they were gonna be able to make it through the year. For some people, they didn't even know how to set goals. So this is for you, the audience, and everybody else that joined in to go ahead and experience a vision board and set a vision for your life, because there's a lot to go into setting vision and setting intentions about your life so you could manifest and attract the life that you want, right? But before we get started, I just want to do a quick shout out. Thank you for all our followers through this year. We've grown to 150 subscribers, and I just want to thank each and every one of you that tune in every week, everyone that comment, like, share, and give tips. This year was just the beginning. And next year is gearing up to be another awesome, powerful year with a whole bunch of guests chiming in, wanting to join the podcast. So I got a lot of exciting stuff coming up, a lot of exciting guests coming up, and I'm looking forward to seeing all you guys there in this coming year. But last thing I want to say before I jump right into it is I want to give a quick shout out to Creative Dream Collective, because they're always supporting, they're always creating our flyers. You see those awesome flyers that she be creating. Go ahead and like and comment. Her link should be in the bottom of the video, so you could go ahead and connect, so you could get flyers, t-shirts, design, whatever you need to jumpstart your business for 2026 if you're deciding to get into business. All right, so let's jump right into it. All right. What do you want to create for this year before we get into it? Where are you guys all calling in from? This is going to be an experience, man. Where are you from? Light up in the chat. Where are you from? If you're in Florida, if you're from Atlanta, where are you all at? Screen. Let's see. I'm about to share the screen. Window. Where's this one? All right. So this is gonna be a little bit different because usually we have a guest and it's really interactive and we have a conversation, but I'm gonna be talking to you guys today, and we're gonna be creating a vision for your life. So let's get it started. Slideshow. All right. So, guys, welcome. I'm excited for this. Been working on this, and I just wanted to do a different experience. So let's jump right into it, right? Oh, we got New York in the house. What's up, Terry? Terry, what's up? New York in the house. We got Florida in the house. Go ahead. All right. I'm getting too excited. All right. So, all right. So, welcome to the Be Inspired Vision Board Experience, where your dreams meet direction, and where 2026 is not just a year. It's gonna be your next breakthrough. All right. So, I created this event because before I get into why I created this event, I just wanted to share this Bible verse because it rings true to a lot of things. For me, when I read it, it's where there's no vision, the people will perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he, right? And I got this Bible verse, and there's another one that says, write the vision and make it plain, right? So the two talks about having a vision, having goals, setting an intention for your future. So as you see, as the verse says, where there's no vision, the people is present will perish, and that could relate or be translated to depression, anxiety, being lost. Like I was telling you, there was a person that I spoke with, and they were unfamiliar with setting goals. They didn't know that to get through life, they could set goals and they could attract and create what they want in life. So there's a lot of people out here that don't know that creating a vision, whether I want to be better than I was next year, or I want to create the dream lifestyle of living the best life I want, not many people know that they could create a vision and work towards it. So that's what this event is for. Next, why I created this event. So, believe it or not, I got this idea from my wife, and she's on the call tonight and chiming in. So, we got this idea, and we wanted to make it something interactive, something fun, something where everybody could come and set some intentions for their life because there's so much going on. There is so much going on in the world, news, social media, all this extra stuff, all these distractions. But we wanted to do something that would allow people to focus on themselves, refocus, and realize that yes, all this is happening out there, but there's one thing that we can still control. We can still control ourselves, our life, and what we decide to do, and how the discipline to get to our goals that we want to get to. All right? So that's why we created this event. All right. So let's reflect, right? So, what did 2025 teach you? What's one thing that 2025 taught you? You could put it in the chat. If it's not too personal, what's one big lesson that you learned over 2025? For me, one big lesson is learning how to persevere, to get through life, to never give up. So that's one of the big things that I've learned. So, what is one thing that you learned? Let's see. All right. All right. Okay. So, what are you releasing come before the new year starts? What are you going to release? Are you going to release old friendships? Are you going to release those family members that are super negative? Are you going to forgive anybody? What are you going to release before 2026 come and everybody's throwing up bottles in the club, if that's what you do, or if you're in church bringing in the new year, wherever you are, or you're in bed sleeping, wherever you are, what are you going to release before that 12 o'clock hit on that night? All right. So, what emotion do you want more of? And just sit for a moment and reflect on these questions, What what emotion do you want more of? You want more happiness, you want more freedom, more love, more energy. What's some emotions that you want more of? All right. Creating a boundary, negative energy around me. Good. I like it. I like it. Forgiveness, love. All right. I love it. That's good. That's good. So let's go ahead and do something now, right? Let me see. So I want you to, if you have a pen and paper, go ahead and write. What are you leaving behind? It could be whatever you can come up with, whatever you want to leave behind. Go ahead and write it down on a piece of paper. I'll just set a timer on my phone because my countdown don't seem to want to work. All right. So I had the timer initially set for 1 minute. So we're going to start the timer at 1 minute. All right, ready, go. All right, so I want you to write down what are some things that you're gonna leave behind while this timer goes to 0, right? Anything that comes to your mind, write until you can't write no more. Whatever you're leaving behind. All right, all right. All right, that's it. So let's go. What am I inviting? What are some things that you want to invite into your life? Do you want to invite the relationship that you always wanted? Do you want to invite more fitness? Do you want to invite more financial freedom, money, peace, joy, love? What are you wanting to invite? So I'm gonna set the timer again and let's go for a minute. All right. Ready and go. Wealth and abundance in the chat. Ooh, I like that one. I like that one. Definitely. All right. There we go. All right. So now that we did that reflection, let's go ahead to our next slide. All right. So I don't know if anybody on here have ever done a vision board before, but here's an example of what it would look like, right? This is an example of what I did. And this is what it kind of looks like, right? So you put stuff that you want on there as far as like Be Inspired podcast, book published, real estate investing, relationship, whatever you want in your life, that's what you go ahead and put on there. And these are some categories to help you figure out what you want to place on your vision board. So if you have mindset or wellness, if you want a better mindset, you put books on there. Read 10 books, 1 book a month for 12 months. Or you want to listen to audios, listen to an audio every day on your car. So mindset is one of the categories. Then you got career and money. That's something that everybody wants to work towards, is their career, their money, their financial abundance. So we got that. And as you can see, I had a relationship on my last vision board, which I do have an amazing relationship with this lovely lady. Um, so that we manifested, and as you can see, the stuff that you put, you unconsciously starts to pull them to you and attract them in your life. I remember one of my friends coming and visit when I first got my home, and she told me, Sammy, you literally have everything that you put on your vision board. Yes, because your subconscious mind is working to get you to all those different things that you want in your life, that you envision and put the vision out that you want. So, lifestyle and health. Definitely a big one, having a positive lifestyle, whether it's going to the gym every day, running 3 to 4 times a week. For me, I've ran over 500 miles this year alone. The last year I ran 188 miles. Over this year, over 500 miles so far, and I got a few more days to see how far I could get. So next year, the goal's gotta be at least 700 or more. So definitely lifestyle health. Then we got faith and growth. What do you believe in? Religion, spirituality? How do you want to grow over the next year in 2026? And then travel and experiences. Where do you want to travel? Do you want to go to Bermuda, Costa Rica, France, Paris? Where do you want to go, and what do you want to create, right? And if you're doing this online and you don't have an actual vision board, but you want the template, I put the link in the chat for your free template to use as a guide to create your vision board. So go ahead and click that link in order to get that template, so you could go ahead and create your vision board. All right. All right. So intention moment, right? So this year, what are you going to commit to, right? Take a moment, take a deep breath, and let's work on committing to showing up for ourselves. So say it loud, say it proud. This year, I commit to showing up for myself. There we go. All right. So here we go. Next, what we're going to do is choose one guiding word to guide your year, guide all the events, guide all the experiences you want to have, right? So if it's elevation, whether you want to have a year of peace, whether you want to have a year of discipline, a year of overflow, what does that look like for you? And choosing a word for the year is basically based on your whole year, on everything that you do within this year is gonna help me to elevate or have more peace or have more discipline, more overflow, clarity, or restoration. Whatever that may be for you. What is one word that stood out for you, or that you are gonna choose to create the life you want, or to be the word of your year? For me, I choose elevation, because this year was a year of the beginning, the podcast, everything was just starting, and now it's gonna be a year of elevation, taking it to the next level. What do you want to take to the next level in your life right now for the next year? So here's a little method that you could use. And I know I'm not seeing all the different boards that you're creating, but here's something that you could use to help you create those goals, right? So choose 3 life areas. As we talked about before, the areas could be it could be the mindset, wellness, career, money, love, and relationships. We all went through that. So let's just say we're choosing the let's just say we're choosing career and money. What do you want your career to look like? Do you want a promotion within the next year? Do you want to do you want to make more money within the next year? What can you do to make more money in the next year? So the 3x3 goal method is like this. Choose 3 life areas, set 3 achievable goals, right? So career and money, right? Is where I want, is the area I want to choose. And then I'm going to set 3 achievable goals. I think I could get promoted in my company. Which will give me another raise, right? And this is just an example. You could make any example you want. You could choose whatever you need to choose, right? And then another goal I could have is start team meetings if you don't have one. And then another thing I could do is contribute positively to the team, as far as whether it's giving back, whether it's sharing my time, mentoring young employees, different things. And this is just an example. This is not my example. I'm just giving an example of what it may look like. Another example is I was talking about working out, health, and fitness, right? So I told you one of my goals is to be past 500 miles this year, because over I did 500 this year, so my goal is to pass 500. I haven't sat down and wrote that goal yet, but we're gonna write it all out because I'm still working on this year and finishing out, see where I finish in. So I'm probably gonna hit about 550 miles for this year. So I'm working to pass it and at least get 100 more than I did this year, right? So 2026 is gonna be 100 more, and then just focus on progress, not for perfection. Many people look at, oh, I'm not perfect at it. I gotta be the best. Being the best is not gonna allow people to connect with you, right? No one is gonna be able to connect with a perfect person because you're already there. Like, people want to see the slips, the falls, the bumps, the bruises, where you came from, how you did it, how did you get there, and can you get there. It's easier for you to connect when you're sharing your wins and losses. So be able to be transparent, be able to share those little bumps and hiccups in the road that you have, and realize that every little step that you take towards that goal is progress. It may not be perfect, like, it may not be perfect, but daily progress is better than being perfect, right? Because when this podcast started, you wouldn't have seen the backdrop of starting soon or stuff like that. You wouldn't have seen this backdrop. I actually had one of those visual backdrops that you put on to the computer. So you don't have to be perfect to start. You just have to start. Take every step. Get it through. Do it. Do it. And once you get better, add something different. Add something more. Once you do another episode, do something else. You know? So if you're meal prepping and you've been meal prepping, go ahead and add in a smoothie. Add to it slowly. It doesn't have to be all perfect all at once. It could be progressively getting better as you get better. All right? All right. So now we're talking about feel first goals. How do I want to feel in 2026? What do you want to feel in 2026? We talked about this a little bit earlier. What kind of emotions you want to feel? Secure. You want to feel secure. Okay, you need savings, right? You want to feel confident, self-care, taking care of yourself more. Or you want to feel love, just having those strong boundaries like Terry talked about early. So definitely having some feel first goals on there, right? All right. Authentic imagery, right? You could use images that reflect your culture, your lifestyle, your future self, right? So I created this slide just because it has a few things in here that stood out, right? Because you could talk about your culture, you could gear it towards your culture, you could gear it towards who you are, whether you're from America, the Virgin Islands, the Trinidad, the Caribbean, wherever you're from, you could gear it towards your culture. Maybe you want to go towards uh, the Festival of Lights. Maybe you want to do Carnival. Maybe you want to do um, New Year's event. You know, whatever your culture, whatever you celebrate, definitely attach it in there. Your lifestyle. What do you want your lifestyle to look like? You want to travel. You want to do more stuff. What does your lifestyle look like, right? And then your future self. I like this one just because um, one of my friends gave me an idea of what if you also do a becoming board, right? So we have a vision board and we have a becoming board, right? They're the same thing, similar things, right? So the vision board has your vision for your life, where you want to go, right? And becoming board is when you start doing the things, even though you're not there yet, you put a picture of you doing it, becoming it. So, for example, if you want to lose, if you're 200 pounds and you want to lose uh, 50 pounds and get to 150, they said put a becoming board. So, say you lose 25 pounds within the first 3 months or the first 6 months of the year, so you're at 175, you put a picture on that becoming board of 175 so you could see that you've made progress in that goal. So I thought that was a phenomenal idea. I haven't done it. I'm not gonna say I've done it, but I thought that was a phenomenal idea. And I wanted to share it with you guys so you could take it, run with it, see how it works out for you, you know? And then you wanna add some action words in there. Show up, stay consistent, financial freedom, booked, blessed, published, jet setter. Jet setter just traveling wherever you want to go, showing up consistently, staying consistent, financial freedom, all those positive words around the vision board to help you become what you want to be. So, like, for example, again, affirmations up there. Then you see right here, book published, you know, and then you see here, inspire millions of people, you know. So, just put in words of empowerment and action to keep you focused, to keep you up to date and running towards those goals, all right? All right, so I like this one because sometimes we think of goals of a big thing, right? But it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be overwhelming because sometimes we become, we get into analysis paralysis. We see the goal and we think that we can't get it done. So just start with breaking it into small steps, right? So choose a name, register, build a website, share an offer, start small. So I was talking to one of my friends and they was like, man, how do you do 13 miles? And sometimes we get so overwhelmed by the big goal that we don't really realize that all you have to do to get to that big goal is to do 1 mile, 1 mile at a time. 1 mile at a time will get you to 13 miles. You just have to do it step by step. So start one, you crush the mile. All right, you're on mile two. Now you're on mile three. Now you're going to 4 miles. Before you know it, you're at 4 miles and you're done closer to 13 than if you just stop and think, oh man, it's 13 miles. What am I gonna do? So just breaking your goals over this year into small goals so you can be able to achieve them and see the results that you're seeing in order to get there. All right. Here we go. And then the last, before we get to the last slide, monthly review, right? So revisit your goals monthly, celebrate wins, adjust what no longer fits. So if you were supposed to go live every Friday night and Friday night you don't see the traction that you want to get because everybody's getting ready for the club or starting the weekend or going to sleep early, then you set your time to go live on Wednesday night, when between 10 and 11, just to get the traction that you need. See what works. If it's not working, pivot a little bit. What's the worst that could happen? It works out, So if it's not working, just try a little pivot. Saturday mornings doesn't work because everybody's sleeping in. All right, try Sunday mornings or Monday morning, right when people are going to work. You never know. Just keep trying things to see what works and what fits so you can consistently get to where you want to be and adjust. Your vision board is your living document. And then I talked about the becoming board a little bit earlier when I explained the vision board and becoming board, right? There we go. So testimonials, right? There's a few more testimonials. My life coaching session with Samuel have turned into an essential tool for life. He was able to help me focus on my goals and propel them forward. Samuel's open, attentive, and very inspiring. I would highly recommend him as a life coach, right? So I wanted to say this, right? Because I've coached people who have lost the drive of creating their book. They have no goals. They never thought of having goals before. And now just seeing the difference in them, creating their business, doing the things they love, wanting to spend more time with their family, and just getting the clarity of vision in their life is just an amazing feeling or amazing to see, So if you are a person that was in 2025 was stuck, you just didn't know where you was going, didn't know whether up was down or down was up, or you was just lost. You didn't know that if you would have make it through this year. I want to invite you to book a discovery call with me, all right? So before we get to that, if you're tired of feeling stuck, you feel like there's more to life, and you feel like for a long time you've not been giving your all, then this is for you. I want you to go ahead and click the link and set up your free discovery call so you can get more clarity and you can skyrocket your 2026, right? So it could be a year that you never forget, and your life could be completely on another level once we get to the end of 2026. All right. So with that, do you guys have any questions? Do you want any clarity on anything? Did I miss anything? What do you guys have to say? Go ahead and drop some fires in the chat. If you got some value from this, if you loved it, what do you guys have to say? All right. So with that being said, let me go ahead and drop this link for you. All right. All right. So go ahead. The link is in your chat. Go ahead, and if you want to connect with me, you want to make 2026 a time you never forget, a year that you never forget, go ahead and click down the link and join your gifted coaching session. All right. So until next time, we want to thank you for joining on Be Inspired podcast. We're definitely over the next year gonna have more of these events, more of these creative, engaging events. So go ahead and like, comment, and share what was your biggest insight for 2026 and for the vision board. What are some takeaways that you got? So thank you all. I want to thank everybody that joined, comment, share, like. Go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode of Be Inspired podcast, where we're inspiring you to live the abundant life you deserve. All right, have a good week, and we'll see you next week.